Hello everyone. So today we will discuss about midbrain. This part is known as midbrain and the complete structure is known as brainstem. This is the complete structure of brainstem, anterior part of brainstem, and this is the posterior part of brainstem. And brainstem is basically formed by superior part midbrain, middle part pons, and inferior part medulla oblongata. This is the anterior part of pons, midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. And this is the posterior part of midbrain. In the posterior part of midbrain, we can see two elevated like structures. Four elevated like structures actually, four on superior side and four on inferior side. And on the dorsal or the posterior surface of the pons and medulla oblongata, we can appreciate this rhomboid like structure. This is known as fourth ventricle. The floor of the fourth ventricle is over here. So today we will discuss about the midbrain. This part is known as the midbrain. So midbrain have actually three parts. The superior part, superior anterior part. This part is known as the anterior part or the ventral part of the midbrain. This part is known as crus cerebri. This is the crus cerebri of midbrain, and between the two crus cerebri there is a fossa present. This fossa is known as interpeduncular fossa, and after or posterior to crus cerebri we can appreciate this black color structure, two black color structures, and these two black color structures are known as substantia nigra. Substantia nigra, the color of substantia nigra is black because the neurons which are present over here, they are very tightly packed. So it is also known as pars compacta. So this is the reason why the color of substantia nigra is black. And there's a important clinical which comes in this structure, that if this structure substantia nigra gets damaged, then the person can develop Parkinson disease. And then posterior to substantia nigra, this part is known as the tegmentum part of the midbrain, tegmentum part. And posterior to tegmentum part, we can see a foramen like structure. This is known as cerebral aqueduct. The function of cerebral aqueduct is it transfer or it drains the CSF which is from third ventricle to the fourth ventricle. This part you can see, this is the opening of cerebral aqueduct. The fourth ventricle receives the CSF from third ventricle through this cerebral aqueduct. So crus cerebri, anterior part. After crus cerebri we had seen the substantia nigra, and between the two crus cerebri there is interpeduncular fossa, and posterior to substantia nigra we can see the tegmentum part, and after or posterior to tegmentum part there is cerebral aqueduct is present. And posterior to cerebral aqueduct, the most posterior part of the midbrain is known as the tectum part of midbrain. This part is known as the tectum part of the midbrain. And in the tectum part we can see two colliculus, two elevated like structures, superior two elevated like structures. These two are known as two superior colliculi of midbrain, and below the two superior colliculi there are two inferior colliculus also present, two superior colliculus and two inferior colliculus. The function of these colliculus is the two superior colliculus, it regulates the vision reflexes, and the two inferior colliculus, it regulates the reflexes of hearing. So these are the function. So tectum part is also known as audiovisual part of the midbrain, tectum part. And now if we draw a straight line between the peduncular fossa and the cerebral aqueduct like this, a straight line, then this straight line will divide the midbrain into two parts, and these two parts will be known as cerebral peduncles. Two cerebral peduncles. Peduncles means these two peduncles are actually joining the midbrain to the cerebrum. So this is the reason why these two parts are also known as cerebral peduncles. So thank you so much. This is all about the midbrain.